Welcome to Red Sports. Following a T20I series draw against South Africa, Team India is now preparing for an exciting three-match ODI series set to kick off at New Wanderers today. KL Rahul takes charge as captain for the ODIs, and with the series leveled in T20I series, the men in blue aim to carry the momentum into the 50-over format. Notably, the comeback in the third T20I led by Surya Kumar Yadav's squad has set the stage for an exciting ODI series. As the team readies for this new challenge, all eyes are going to be on the playing 11. Shreyas Iyer is expected to make a comeback, and the inclusion of Sanju Samson and Sai Sudarshan certainly adds excitement. The absence of Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya opens opportunities for the youngsters. Joining me for this conversation are Bharat Ramraj and Shubhayan. How are you guys?
Ah, fine.
All
Great.
good.
Bharat is just fine. but
Nobody wants to talk about ODI cricket. We are still hungover from that defeat in the World Cup final.
I understand completely. But I'll still have to
Right.
ask you, what are you looking forward to in this series? It's an ODI
From
series,
India's
but
perspective, the one batter I'm really looking forward to is Rajat Patidar. I like his style of batting. I think he's a good player of both pace and spin. Obviously, he's returning from a very serious injury. I interviewed him last month. He was telling it is taking a little bit of time for his heel to get adjusted to the ground conditions. So that is a negative factor, but he's a good player of pace bowling. So at the Wanderers, so, yeah, I know the last match the track was slightly dry, but it might suit his style of batting. Obviously, Sanju Samson, as it has already been said, is returning as well to the setup. Another player who likes space on the ball. There's a lot to look forward to. Obviously, I guess Rinku is also there in that squad, so
yes.
this is his chance for him to provide the finishing touches somewhere, which Surya Kumar Yadav couldn't do in the World Cup. On the bowling front, obviously, I also saw Avesh Khan's name. This is again in South African conditions. This is his chance to get little more bounce, to show his skills, to show his wares. So yeah, some players, new players to watch out for.
Shubhayan?
Before I go about the Indian team, South Africa have done exactly what Australia did in the World Cup final. They have won the toss and have opted to bat first.
Ooh.
So that is something and it's a used wicket as per Aaron Markram. It is the same pitch where the last T20I was played. So expecting a bit of turn also, good run scoring also. So let's see. But coming to the Indian team, as Bharat said, Rajat Patidar is someone I'm looking forward to. Sai Sudarshan making his debut in this match. It remains to be seen how he goes about his business. Really talented left-hander. Someone whom the Indian team is banking very early on. He does not have a loads of experience in the domestic circuit, but has really done well for Gujarat Gujarat in the IPL, and then followed by his county stint. Looking forward to that. How Rinku Singh does in ODI format is again something to look forward to, and the return of Yuzvendra Chahal in the ODI setup. Okay, I understand ODIs are not the relevant is not the relevant format at the moment, but we have to look that the Champions Trophy T20 will is expected to be played in 50 over format, so that will make things even more interesting in terms of the preparation starting from now if India have to win this one.
Absolutely. And in this series, we have no Rohit Sharma, no Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya, Ravindra Jadeja. Quite a lot of seniors are missing. How do see the combination forming in this squad?
It is interesting. It is interesting, because every time, like when ODIs or the T20Is is not the relevant format, then these experienced guys sit out from these bilateral series. Before that, I'll just give you the playing 11. So KL Rahul is the captain. Ruturaj Gaikwad, Sai Sudarshan makes his debut. Shreyas Iyer playing only one ODI in this three-match series. Tilak Verma is here. Sanju Samson plays. Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Arshdeep Singh, Avesh Khan, and Mukesh Kumar. So no Rinku Singh, no Yuzvendra Chahal, no Rajat Patidar. And yes, this is the playing 11 for this match. Interesting to see Sanju Samson back in the mix of things. But as I was saying, the experienced guys, the likes of Rohit, Virat, they usually sit out. from the format which is not relevant in the context of the World Cups and etc. Again, it is harsh on the youngsters who play these bilateral series, but have to miss out from the World Cup squad, from the main tournament squads when the senior guys return. But at the same time, it gives them the opportunity to break the door, score a few hundreds, score a few fifties, and make things extremely tricky for the selectors in the coming months, in the coming weeks, whenever they pick the squad for the next ODI series, closer to the Champions Trophy or closer to the next World Cup. World Cup is very far.
Absolutely. Bharat, no Rajat Patidar. Thoughts?
Uh, as I said, for me, I think it should be playing across formats, but that is Indian team's decision, management's decision. They somewhere perhaps they think that he can't fit into the balance of the side or something, but I think he should be given chance at some point because not just in ODI cricket, I think he can get into the test side as well. That is, if he's completely fit, he is back to full fitness. I think he can get into even the test side because he's a good player of fast bowling. But I'm sure in the future matches, a couple of matches, he will get a chance somewhere.
Yep.
I
And
think
we have
once Shreyas Iyer goes and joins the test team, Rajat will get into his place similar. They play in the similar number three, number four role. So that's the straight away swap that will happen in the next games.
Yep, and we have a comment actually from Debashish, our very own. What do you reckon about KL Rahul's decision to bat in the middle overs and keep wickets across all formats? Shubha, you go first.
I think it's a wise decision, as we have talked about in our previous previews as well. That the top order is packed right now. Rohit Sharma is still around. I don't know in the ODI format, but is still around in the mix. Then you have a Shubman Gill, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Yashasvi Jaiswal. You never know when a Prithvi Shaw comes back in the near future. So the opening slot, Sai Sudarshan is now making his debut. So the opening slot is somewhat packed. So a position opens up only in the middle order for the wicket keepers, for the other batters as well, lower order finishers. And KL Rahul has done well in the ODI format, averages more than 50 in the middle order. Has played some sensible innings. He has the game to play spin. Has the game to play the pace. It is a wise decision, and even if it keeps wicket in the test series, which is around the corner, then there's no scope for a wicket keeper to open the batting in the test innings after keeping for such a long time. So middle order position is a wise decision in on behalf of KL Rahul, and I think it is going to bear him some good fruit in the near future, even in the T20 format.
Yeah, I think
Both.
it also
Yeah, yeah, sure.
suits his game a little bit because I
Right.
remember him telling. I asked a question to him in a press conference something in 2021 about him playing in the middle order in ODI cricket, and he said he likes to take a bit of time in the middle and then go for his shots. I think in some ways it suits him to bat in the middle order where he can take some 18 deliveries, 15 deliveries, rotate, go for his shots. Obviously, it didn't work out in the World Cup final, but in a way, his game is suited to batting in the middle order. At least I think in one day cricket, even maybe in T20 cricket, I don't know. I have
Hmm.
feeling it could suit him even in T20 cricket if he gets a chance somewhere to bat in the middle order.
In T20 cricket, he won't have the burden of anchoring the innings, playing the entire 20 overs. It will be then according to the situation. If they need 40 runs in 15 deliveries, then KL Rahul will have to go all out from the word go. He won't have the option to take a couple of deliveries and play his game out. And I think it will work. It will bear him some good fruit. He has that game also to attack from the word go. He just doesn't do that. I don't know why, for some reasons in T20 cricket.
Bharat, would Sai Sudarshan have been your first choice opener?
So as opener, I'm not too sure. I looked at him as kind of player who can farm the strike, rotate the strike more in the middle order. But they're trying different things, so that is what the Indian management thinks. But in my opinion, I think he's better at just rotating the strike, farming the strike somewhere in the middle order in one day cricket.
And Shubha and Tilak Verma, would have been He is right now, as we can see from the squad, is the choice at number three in the absence of Virat Kohli. Would you have gone for someone else, or would Tilak Verma would have been your choice as well?
I think if the team management is giving him a long rope, then let him play. He gives that middle order left-handed role. He can bowl a bit of off spin. We saw he bowled one or two overs in the T20I series as well. So it's good if you get someone who can bowl in the middle order as well. Tilak is a talented batsman. I'm pretty sure this format, in my opinion, suits him the best. The ODI format, it allows him to take some time. It allows him to rotate the strike. This format suits him the best. So hopefully, he will go well in this series. A good decision to start with him, and after a couple of matches, you will see whether you want to bring in a Rinku Singh or give someone like a Washington Sundar even a chance in the lower middle order role.
Yep, and a question to both of you. Sanju Samson. There is a lot of social media, fan following for Sanju Samson, and a lot of uproar when he's not there in the squad. I'm sure all his fans must be very happy right now. But your thoughts on Samson's inclusion?
This Samson, we have seen over a decade or so. I think he's a very fluent shot maker, someone who's pleasing on the eye, plays some eye-catching shots. But with such cricketers, you always feel a soft dismissal is around the corner because it depends on economy of movement. So sometimes when you depend on that kind of technique, soft dismissal definitely is around the corner. We have seen that happening over a period of time. Yeah, in one day cricket, I think he deserved a chance. Perhaps he deserved a chance in the World Cup, but it so happened that India looked at Surya Kumar as an X factor, and unfortunately, Surya Kumar didn't play as well as he should have because that was his role. His role was to play as an X factor, which he didn't do. So Sanju Samson, in hindsight, perhaps deserved a chance there, but that is how it worked out. Just one more point I wanted to add. I just talked about Rahul batting the middle order in T20 cricket. I was looking at more at a number four slot where he can come in at say one for two for 70, two for 80 on those lines. That could work out for him slightly better because the field would be spread. He can take a few singles and then go all out for shots. But below that, I don't think it works for him. But around four, it might work for him in T20 cricket if he ever gets a chance.
Shubhan?
Sanju Samson, as per the team sheet, is listed at number six. So number six, if KL Rahul is not opening, then number six is his slot. So it allows him to accelerate. That's the role of a finisher. That's the role of an accelerator. Sanju Samson, although he's still not in the scheme of things in the T20I setup, looking at the T20 World Cup, but still he could make a statement with by playing some consistent knocks. Consistency is something which is generally not associated with Sanju Samson. He's a eye-catching batsman. He's a fluent stroke maker, very talented. Everything said and done, but he is not consistent, is what everyone says. He has done really well for Rajasthan Royals in the recent past. In the last couple of years, put up some consistent runs as well. But even if you look his IPL graph, it starts with a bang, but then it nosedives after a few matches, 6 or 7 matches, it just nosedives. So Sanju Samson has to correct that issue. ODI format will allow him to take a few deliveries depending on which situation he comes to bat in. But hopefully in this three match, if he gets all three matches, then he will put up at least. I would want to see three half centuries from Sanju Samson, if not more. That would be something of a statement. And if you are a Sanju Samson, if you are a Yuzvendra Chahal right now in that setup, who are always thrown away when the main tournament comes, then that is the only way forward for you. You have to make up consistent runs. You have to pick up consistent wickets, and then if you are not picked, then you have nothing to say. You can't do anything more. But what is they in their hands? They have to score runs. They have to pick wickets. They have to do everything they can do in whatever limited chances they get.
Just adding a point on this one point on Sanju Samson. See, as I said, his game depends on economy of movement. That is basically his front. If his front foot moves, it has to move just enough. If his back foot moves, it has to move just enough. That means he doesn't have much of a trigger. So when you have that kind of a game, sometimes consistency you perhaps won't get the consistency because technique is depending on more on hand-eye coordination. So that is where perhaps in IPL, as the matches progress, as the tournament progress, tournament progresses, you get some slower pitches where he can't play that kind of a game where his front foot moves just enough or his back foot moves just enough, and then he struggles. So that could be the reason why he can't get those consistent performances, at least in IPL.
Yep, and we have a new captain in KL Rahul. He says that he doesn't have a set way of captaining the Indian team and wants to be more spontaneous. Your thoughts of KL Rahul taking forward the Indian team as captain?
He has led India in the past as well. Last time when we played a ODI series in South Africa, he was the captain when there was the issue going on with Virat Kohli and all. So KL Rahul was the captain. We lost the series. That's a different matter altogether. But I still feel KL Rahul has a lot to improve as a captain. He's a good player. That is said and done. But as a captain, he has to improve a lot. We have had better captains in the past when it comes to international cricket, but he has still to improve his tactical. You said the word spontaneous, but with spontaneous, I think MS Dhoni is also a very spontaneous captain. He has that calculation, he has that tactical nuances in his mind, running around the matchups and everything. MS Dhoni's homework is done already. He does it before the match starts. But it is the spontaneity with the tactical matchups that makes him such a great captain. Same with Rohit Sharma. He's also very spontaneous captain. Gives him throws the ball around when as per the requirement. But KL Rahul will have to learn to match up spontaneity with tactical nuances, and if he can do that, if he can balance that, then of course he has been the vice captain for the Indian team for a long time. He has been in and out. When his form was dipped, but when his form dipped, he was thrown away from that vice captaincy. But now that he's again among the runs, the team management has shown the faith that he's a good leader. He's a very well spoken guy. Understands the game very properly. But again, tactical nuances have to be mentioned properly.
Just
Bharat?
adding a point, I think it also comes down to having that presence on the field. Perhaps somewhere KL Rahul doesn't have that kind of presence, at least as of now. I guess it was that Wanderers test, if I'm not mistaken, 2022. He was the captain there as well because Kohli had some back issue or something. Then South Africa were 100 for 2. Then suddenly India started bowling all over the shop. I understand compared to South Africa's four tall fast bowlers, India didn't have any hit the deck fast bowler in their lineup, but still India suddenly started bowling all over the shop, and KL Rahul seemed like he was lost a little bit. So
Hmm.
that also, I think you have to add the perhaps doesn't have the presence on the field. It's not like you have to shout, scream. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but every captain needn't go and shout or scream or something. But you will still have to show your presence on the field when things are not going your way. That is one of the jobs of the captain because when things are not going your way, the others will look up to you, will look up to the leader. What is his body language? For example, you think of the 2019 World Cup Super Over. So I think a couple of times Jason Roy misfielded once or twice. Suddenly the camera zoomed in on Ian Morgan. He didn't show, and absolutely there was not a single, and you couldn't see any emotions on his face.
Hmm.
He was very calm. He was very collected. And again, when the ball went to Jason Roy, collected it cleanly. I think I have a feeling if Ian Morgan had kind of gone after him, he might have misfielded once again. So these sort of things, it is like the presence in the field that perhaps KL Rahul lacks a bit.
Yep, and you know Kuldeep Chahal is in the squad. Sorry, Kuldeep Yadav is in the squad, but Yuzvendra Chahal still out. Do you think it's justified that Yuzi Chahal has been kept out of the Indian squad for so long? This was the time for him to, come back and maybe work on his form if that's what the Indian management think is going wrong.
I think the batting part, Yuzvendra Chahal can't bat. That's a fact, well-known fact, and that is the only thing that has been going against Yuzvendra Chahal. Of course, his fielding is also not that great. So these two factors, he's a really good bowler. He did bowl extremely well in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, which his state side won. without him in the semi-final and final. But till that stage, he took them to the semi-finals by bowling his heart out. He has been in great form in the domestic circuit, but unfortunately, when you have to, even if you have the option of Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal, Kuldeep Yadav can give you another 5, 6, 7, 8 years of cracking cricket, but Yuzvendra Chahal doesn't have the age on his side. He's not a great batter. He's not a great fielder. He's a liability sort of on the field as a fielder. So that these sort of things are going against Yuzvendra Chahal. As a bowler, he's top class, but other things now people are looking at complete package. Even if you look at Mukesh Kumar, he was not a great fielder for Bengal in, if you go back 5 years back, but he has improved his ground fielding leaps and bounds. So in today's age of cricket, world of cricket, you have to have, even if you can't bat, then you have to be a very safe fielder, which unfortunately Yuzvendra Chahal is not in relation to the other players.
Bharat.
Yeah, those 2 points are obviously the main points. I've just added a point that is perhaps lesser to it, comparatively lesser point to it. But it's also true that in the last couple of seasons, compared to Kuldeep Yadav, at least compared to Kuldeep Yadav, he seems to be imparting slightly less reps on the ball. Hopefully, in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, he has gone back to his best. There's another point I noted. This is when he flies it doesn't seem like he's imparting as much reps on the ball as he used to. So I'm pretty sure he would have worked on it, and hopefully he's back to his best in that regard. But as far as his batting and fielding is concerned, I think Subhain has already talked enough about it these days. Look at at least, if not a complete package, you at least need to be to a certain, you need to be decent, at least decent in those other categories like fielding, batting. Obviously, these days, if you are a batsman, you have to be also a decent part timer, which Indians don't have, which the Indian team doesn't have. But yeah, you need to be a bit more of a complete package, and that is something Subhain has already talked about.
Yes, and I was just scrolling through Twitter, and there are a few people who are upset that Rinku Singh has not been included in this series. Are you upset as well?
Then whom would you have played? Then you would have dropped Sanju Samson. Then another uproar. If you had dropped Tilak Verma, then Mumbai Indians fan would have created a ruckus on social media. So in India, it is always the case. If you play one, then three others have to miss out. Such is the competition, such is the quality of Indian cricket that if you have to leave out quality cricketers, you can't do anything. And but I'm pretty sure Rinku Singh will get his chance in this series somewhere in the second or third ODI. The Rajat Patidar will get his chance in this ODI series, and even I feel Yuzvendra Chahal will get a match if not two or more. So there will be chances for everyone. Just stay patient.
Bharat?
Yeah, similar point. See, in India, cricket is followed so much that I guess every cricketer would have some fans at least. Yeah, some cricketers might have more fans. So if you pick X, some will say Y should have been picked, and if you pick Z, some others will say A should have been picked. So this will go on. Only 11 players can be picked at some point. I'm definitely sure Rinku Singh would get a chance. He definitely has the game to give the finishing touches to the Indian team, but as it's already been noted, ODI World Cup is 4 years away. Champions Trophy itself, if it is going to be played in 50 over format, is still a while away. So all players will definitely get a chance at some point of time. All the Finns players.
And
There's
before we
enough
wrap
time.
up, sorry, please go ahead.
Yeah, there's enough. There is enough time for players to get a chance.
Right.
Yes, and I was just asking before we get to the predictions, is there anyone you're particularly keeping an eye on today?
Bharat?
Yeah, I guess in that sense, Sanju Samson itself, because there has been so much of hue and cries, so many fans talking about Sanju Samson not being in 11. So this is his chance to get some runs and come back in the reckoning. So yeah, Sanju Samson. And another one I would keep an eye on is, I think he's the main one, obviously, Chahal as well. Just to see if he's in 11, Chahal as well, just to see how he goes about the things.
Shubhan?
I think from the Indian team, Sai Sudarshan is someone whom I am looking forward to watch. He has done really well in the last 12 months or so. So Sai Sudarshan from the Indian team, but from the South African team, Tony De Zorzi is someone I'm looking forward to watch. He will be in the test squad as well. So he has played two tests, two ODI so far, if I'm not wrong. So a good chance to have a good glimpse at Tony De Zorzi and what he will bring in the test series against the Indian team.
Okay, then predictions: who will win tonight? Bharat.
Hmm,
Uh,
interesting. I will go with India, given that it's a very depleted South African side, some talented players in there, but I just don't see the fire in that bowling unit. Keshav Maharaj is good, Nandre Burger is good, but still I don't see that fire without the likes of Kagiso Rabada, Henrik Nokia, NGD, Gerard Coetzee. All the main bowlers are not there, so I think I'll go with India. My last
yeah,
prediction came well, came good, try by the way.
Yeah.
I also go with the same. I think India to win this because the track also was on the slower side last time around, so we expect a little bit of spin as well. I see there's no Chahal in the 11. I just now saw. So, yeah, I would keep an eye on, in that case, Tilak Verma, just to see how he goes about playing in ODI cricket. From South Africa's point of view, again, I would keep an eye on this Nandri Burger. Last time around in the T20, I think he bowled a little bit too full, but this is his
Hmm.
chance to show his worth because as he's already been noted, some of the main bowlers are not there in the South Africa lineup. So, this is his chance to do something.
Well, that wraps up our show. Thank you to everyone watching. Stay tuned to Ref Sports.